is the 27th of Jan, quite a historic day. It is officially now 2 months since I last, I was going to say last worked, but it's actually 2 months since I last touched a horse, which is quite bizarre when I think about it. The 27th of November was the last time I did any work. No, excuse me, it was the 26th of November I last did any work, so 27th was when I started being unemployed, I suppose. Also, just heading back from the QE now, and I'm officially halfway through my chemo. 3 sessions done, 3 sessions to go. So, downhill from here, hopefully. I don't know what to say. I've put this off and put this off and put this off because nothing's really happened. But that might just be my mindset of it. Physically, I've coped well with the chemo. Nothing significant's gone on. Last week, it was a little bit dodgy, really tired. Lots of sweating, bizarrely. At night, I'd go from sweating to dithering. It's one of those flu type things. And a bit breathless. But that's been it. Apart from the mouth area, bizarrely, the what they call them, ulcers. But they're not ulcers, they're sores. They're like almost like gaping craters in your mouth. They're not nice. And then this week's development cold sores, which I've not had for many years. But that's just a symptom that my immune system's going through the blood. That's what chemo does, isn't it? So to be expected. The actual physical effects that I continue to wee normally, although not a lot because I've still got my piss bags attached to my waist. But the wee, there's no blood in it. It's not producing a lot, but it's a bit painful. But there's no bleeding, which is a massive step, and that's been since the first chemo. I think on that night or the night after was a clear wee, and it's carried on since that. So to me, that's a good sign that the tumour in the bladder is doing something. Although, if you remember, the chemo isn't specifically aiming at that because they're going to take that out anyway. They're still. I don't know if they talk about taking the bladder or not, but that was the plan. It's all about the tumour in the liver. That's what the chemo's for. So I'm just got fingers crossed that if the chemo's sorting out the bladder tumour, then it will also be sorting out the liver tumour. And that's it physically, really. No more symptoms. Struggling a bit mentally, I suppose. Combination of being stuck at home, not being able to go to work, feeling sorry for myself, feeling tired, just not being me. And I don't know why Dawn is putting up with me because I've been a complete knob sometimes, quite short-tempered, which isn't normally me. It's just, I just think it's frustration, and that's probably the biggest thing that I'm struggling with. It's just this constant waiting for something to happen. I know they can't force the chemo through any quicker. They can't force me back to work, get me to go back to work any quicker. It's just waiting and waiting and waiting. And it gets quite sad that last week I had nothing to do. And when I say nothing to do, they didn't get me to go to hospital or anything. This week I got to go to hospital on Monday for blood tests, doctors yesterday for changing dressings and stuff on the defrosters. Today I get to go and have chemotherapy, and then next week I have to have chemotherapy again. And that's become the highlight. I've started to look forward to it, which is a bit weird. I thought until I got there today. Today I was a bit apprehensive today. The whole needle thing. I'm sort of getting a bit sick of needles now. But just one of them, isn't it, that you've got to do it. But it's just every time you go, somebody's sticking a new needle in somewhere, and I don't know. But hey ho, at least my blood levels are good. Yay! So no more transfusions. The breathlessness I've been suffering is just purely and simply a chemo thing. So anyway, today was the what do they call it? I can't remember. They call it cycle number 2 2 anyway, first day, day 1, cycle 2. So hopefully, I know it should probably be a little bit worse this time than it has been because we start from a lower level, but fingers crossed, side effects will be minimal.